Alright, now my computer hasn't given me any problems all weekend, right? But now the Intel R dual band wireless AC 316 has no driver and it had it when I left, right? Or I wouldn't have been able to put up the video. Dumbass, right? Now guess who's home or whose SUV is still in his parking is carport. Thomas. So I've used my computer no problem all weekend, right? Went for a walk, right? I went down a little alleyway and couldn't see my house for about so long. And again, I come in to find this, right? Is that normal? And I left my computer on too, right? But this one off. This one off. So this one's working fine, dumbass. You missed one. You missed one. And see, you don't get who the cruel one is, do you? Why, you got to love his cruelty to overcome it. And you can't stop the cruelty, but you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Alright, I walked for 40 minutes and 27 seconds. Burnt 366 calories. Walked 1.50 miles, which is 1.5 miles. And walked 3,298 steps. Or 93, something like that. Now you can round it up to 94 because you don't take odd steps, but whatever. The average pace, I guess, whatever that is 27 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever that means. So, like I said, Now, if you're home, dumbass, and you do something to my computer and it was working fine, you don't do nothing to this one, that's where you keep messing up when you come to my house and do something stupid, right? Now, of course, I didn't even lock the door, but you're not supposed to come into a disabled veteran's house to open his door, right? Whether it's locked or not, right? I'm walking through the neighborhood. Now, I know the only time you could have done it is if when I went out of sight of your camera, right? See, I'm not stupid either, dumbass. You ain't got to tell me you're doing shit for me to know you're doing shit, because if something's broken, when I come back, someone had to come in to break it, dumbass. Everything was fine when I left, right? Everything was working fine, didn't have to put up a video. So I know it had to be you. Your fucking truck is here. Your SUV. You're supposed to be the community watch leader, asshole. You're doing it backwards, dickhead. What's wrong with you? You're not supposed to dishonor another veteran either. You don't know I touched that child at all. Who the fuck's even telling you that? Some crazy person on the internet. You can't believe shit like that if you didn't witness it either, Thomas. You're full of shit. You and your buddies, whoever's helping you out. But I know this, I didn't do that shit. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. It's not like I'm not paranoid schizophrenic. You wouldn't believe me if I did say it that way, but anyway. How many times I gotta tell you, if you're sleeping on the couch and you wake up with a child in there, your only option is to ask her who shared of that and bring her to your mom, right? Now, yeah, I was afraid because I'm a mentally ill person that if I was to call the police, they might not believe the whole story. Sure. But again, it's also no big deal if that's all she did, right? Unless you want to make it the last story where she's let me undress her, a stranger, interacting with me inappropriately herself, and that would be worse on the mother and the grandmother. And the first story, I told anyway. Now, normally if a child's in there, it's either to watch TV or get something to eat, normal stuff, or take a bath or something, I don't know. But you're trying to make something I originally said was innocent into something evil. You're not an eyewitness to this shit. And I only have sex with adult women over the age of 18 ever. Like I said. Only 2 girls around who I had sex with their mother, that the only way something could have happened is if they snuck in there to me after I had sex with their mother and try to get with me too, right? But even then I would try to talk them out of it, right? I don't go looking for sex with children. At all. It's not my cup of tea. I don't know how many times I gotta tell you. I don't have to look you in the eye. You're full of shit, asshole. I'm not talking to you as if you're not over there. I'm talking to you as if you're over there at your house. Not here in front of me, alright? This is just a fucking camera. You're not even here. You're not supposed to be in here. My house is not your business. I'm a disabled veteran. That's why my shit is not how you want it to be. And my concern right now is not the stuff in the house. I can wash it at any time if I get a chance during the day. I ain't worried about it, right? Anyway, sleeping with the enemy motherfucker. It's not your house. It's mine. If you want your house spick and span, that's fine. But like when your daddy used to tell you, don't leave the refrigerator open. Well, some people will do that when they get into their own house just to say, I can do that. No, I'm not going to do that. My house is the same way. I'm a disabled veteran with a bad back and a bad ankle. Whether the Navy wants to fully acknowledge or the VA wants to fully acknowledge it or not, right? But I have a physical and a mental disability that developed in the military fully. I never reported hearing voices unless I was under a lot of stress, like around the time of my death of my dad, or maybe when I was reading through the Bible after I had a dream after the death of my dad, right? Yeah, maybe around a time like that, you might could hear something trying to comfort you. That's how I look at it. Tell you your dad's not dead or something like that. I don't know. But again, I don't know what it means. Yeah. I just assumed it was talking metaphorically, right? At the time, right? And again, that also encouraged me to get baptized, right? Things like that. And then I had the dream, right? Things like that, right? And then I might have heard a voice when reading about the 2 witnesses. I'm not sure about that one, right? Because I didn't exactly say it that way to Pastor Thomas, right? Now, the thing, though, I meant to Pastor Thomas is the dream spoke to me, right? When I read through the book of Revelations, chapter 11, right? Chapter 4 and chapter 5 are both involved with the male child in chapter 12, chapter 12, and standing before the God of the earth, right? So, in a way, both tie into this one person, which I think is me, right? Because of the wet dream. I'm not trying to prove it, but it could be me, it could be you. And that's the point. Now, I try talking to people like a man. Are you a man or a fool? You don't think I know someone just came into my house? That the only time I went out of your camera range was when I walked down the little alleyway there to the gate down there in the little area of the walk, right? Only time you could have done it too, right? Now, if one's not working and was working and both were working, and I put up 2 different videos for each one differently, right? I know someone just fucked with my internet, asshole. And guess who's home today? You. And you don't think I would draw that conclusion that it's you again and won't shoot you another bird today, whether you're home or not. I know how you do. You're paranoid as hell. You're paranoid. So you show it by having all those fucking cameras at your house, right? And paranoia don't help no one but you. Not even you. And I was driven paranoid schizophrenic if I am, or bipolar or something like that, right? I can't even really put a finger on it because my behavior during the day is normal. And only if you're trying to do something to me at night will it get abnormal. That's the problem too, right? During the day, I'm as normal as anyone else, right? It's only if you try to do something to me at night, right? Now, again, I don't go looking for sex with anyone, male or female. And if I do, they have to be over the state's age of consent. Though I don't try to date anyone, even though the age of consent in Georgia is 16. I prefer an 18-year-old or older. Right? You can't do nothing about that. I know. That's legal in most every state, right? And that's just me. And, I even met a 17-year-old at the fucking Crystal, but I didn't date her. I just ate the food. That's the point. That's the point. But anyway, I got to do some things this morning. And, gotta get some money from my mom. Gotta pay Huddle House. Leave the waitress a tip if she's there. If not, I'll wait until I see her again and give her a big tip. Because it's not her fault. It's mine. And of course, I'm gotta talk to my lawyer again. And tell him what I'm doing. Like we all do. After we get ready to almost pay off our bankruptcy, we try to get at least a $500 credit card to rebuild credit. But only one. I know that. Right? Then I have the 165 to pay the fucking credit card. Well, I can't pay a credit card debt with 165 a month. Sure. And I can keep it at 500 if I want to, right? The other bit of a payment is 35. Don't worry about it. I got it. That's to Jeremy. And the thing is, Gap is the one who owes me the deductible, but they're not paying it. Santander, right? I don't know if you have to charge them, right? Or while they're not paying it, they gotta pay that, right? They're trying to skate out of paying the deductible for me, right? And that's what I keep complaining to them about. I don't know if you have to charge them because the deductible is deducted from the total, which should have been the 17,097.77, right? That's what you should have got for the payout, right? Not the 16. The reason you got the 16 is what? The deductible itself. The deductible itself. Well, Gap ain't wanting to pay the deductible. They're cheating out the deductible. And that's why I'm trying to ask you to charge them the $500 so I can get deductible, right? True. Now, I guess the 353 is valid but I might should get between $79 to $81 more because you deducted more money than you took out the second time you took it out the first time, right? By about $175, right? Well, the final amount of the loan was $17.41, right? Well, the $95 shouldn't have been taken off, and plus you add interest, you don't subtract interest. Anyway. Now I don't know if you get the interest for the loan and charge Gap for that or what. But I think y'all get the interest for the loan too, right? If it's a 3-month loan. And the reason for that is it's to close out the contract, right? So y'all also get the interest on the loan, right? As the bank has the bank. I don't think I get that, but I get the deductible in any minor overage, right? Now, that depends on what you subtract the amount from now. If it's like the 19, right? 116, I mean, you don't get the interest off of that, right? You charge it from the 15th of January when I bought the car to August 7th when I made the first payment, and then it goes down. The 305.91. No. Not the 481. 82 or whatever that was, right? That's taking out more money, right? Than you did the second time than you did the first time. That's the problem there. That's about $175 there. Off my final bill, right? Well, however you got the 353, right? Even if it was by subtracting the 95, right? All you do is add the 175 and subtract it from the 95 to get the actual amount you're supposed to really pay me, right? Which would have been around $79 to $81, somewhere in there, right? Well, the thing is, after that, right, even with the 95, right, that would just leave like a $10 difference anyway, or 15, something like that, right? But again, they also have to pay me the deductible, right? And they're trying to skate out of paying me that, right? And that's why I'm asking you to charge them the $500 to include the deductible that the insurance company can't charge me for either. See, the thing is, the way Gap's doing it is they're supposed to pay me the deductible, period. Or you, I don't know. Well, they're not paying either me nor you the deductible, right? They're trying to not pay it, right? Well, that screws me out of $500. And I might have to talk to them about it tomorrow too, right? That's J&M. And that's what I keep telling you. You're not paying me the deductible. You got to pay the deductible. It's part of the loan. I got Gap Plus. You got to pay me the deductible. And the deductible is $500, right? Off the 16. And you know, all insurance companies pay you everything but the deductible. Gap. And either they got to pay me directly or you do, right? So, now, you don't think I'm tempting you, Thomas. You don't think I'm setting you up as much as you think you're setting me up, do you? And the only reason you can come in here is you're trying to see what's on my computer if I got any kitty porn. I don't, Thomas. Whether you watch me or not, you think I just popped up here? If I had kitty porn, I would have been long arrested, motherfucker. Get your fucking head out your ass about this shit. You're not a fucking witness unless Daphne hired you or something. What the fuck? And if Daphne hired you, that bitch is just fishing. You know what I mean? Seriously, right? You don't know the difference between someone wanting something bad to happen and it not happening how she wanted it to happen too. Because let me tell you, if she even thought I had sex with that child, I wouldn't be standing here before you today. She would have murdered me in my sleep or something before the morning, right? Trust me. I had to sleep until I could get back and sleep with her on the couch so I could get back to bed anyway. And I guarantee you, if I touched that child and she knew it, I wouldn't have woke up the next morning. I'd have been dead. You know what I mean, Thomas? If she was pissed off to leave me stranded in Tennessee and I touched her daughter at all, I wouldn't have woke up the next morning, motherfucker. Seriously. Not that, I didn't survive the car accident too, or the 3-story fall too, but again, Fast Road 2, Thomas, right? But again. Alright, so it's 10 o'clock, so I've got to lay down because it's hurting a little bit. In the back. And I'll see you in about an hour.